Hello everyone. I just finished chapter 19 of my book, The Ecstasy and the Ignominy, and I've been kind of toying with an idea because I think it's very unfortunate that I won't be releasing a new book this year because it's going to take just a really long time to complete the book that I've been working on. As you can see, this notebook that I've been writing the story in is nearly full. And I've realized that there's actually probably enough material to release the book in 2 volumes. So I've been thinking I could release volume 1 of the book this year and then volume 2 of the book next year. And I think that might be a good marketing strategy. But because I do think there is enough material there to release two short novels separately. However, the downside to that would be is that I'm not sure that I would, because if I decided to do that, I would have to stop basically all writing to edit volume 1, which would take a few months, and I'm not sure whether I would have the motivation to do that for something that's only half a story. Again, this would be similar to like what J.R.R. Tolkien did when instead of release, because Lord of the Rings was originally intended to be one book, but instead he released it into 3 parts because it was so big. But again, I'm not sure if I would have the motivation to do that. However, I am thinking that possibly once the book is completed in its entirety, I could still possibly release it in two volumes. I could release 1 volume, and then a few months later, I could release the second volume, and then maybe a year later, I could release it in its entirety. In fact, I think that might be a good marketing strategy. In fact, a lot of authors and books did that in the past. For example, in the Victorian era, books were often released in 3 parts: Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3, and this, of course, was to ramp up excitement and support. So again, I'm toying with basically 3 different ideas. I could release the book just all at once and have a really big book, which is kind of the idea that I'm leaning towards. These other ideas I'm just kind of toying with. Um, or I could release Volume 1 next year and Volume 2, Volume 1 this year and Volume 2 next year. Or I could finish the book and then release it in separate volumes, and spread them out over the course of a few months, and then release the final volume maybe a year later. So that's what I'm thinking about. But again, I'm really unsure. Again, I'm leaning towards the idea of only releasing one big volume, but I would like to hear your thoughts, because a different perspective might change my mind. So I would definitely like to hear your thoughts on this.